Hey guys, Leon here, and in this video today, we're going to be looking at 10 amazing things that happen to you when you stop drinking alcohol. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Leon here. On this channel, I make videos all about stopping drinking and living your best quality sober life. So if you're new here, do make sure to hit subscribe. Just before we get into those 10 amazing things that happen when you stop drinking, don't forget guys that I've created a free training showing you the step-by-step process how I stopped drinking alcohol. When I stopped drinking alcohol, I found it easy, enjoyable, and effortless. It's real breakthrough content. People are saying that this training alone is enough to get them on the right path to help them stop drinking forever. So make sure to click the link below to access the training. So the first amazing thing that happens when you stop drinking is you stop feeling low levels of self-esteem. Now, sadly, alcohol gets marketed as this amazing thing that gives you confidence, charisma, courage, all these great things. And if you look at any of the imagery that's used on a piece of marketing like a TV advert or even in a movie where it's used as like a product placement where you'll see like the bottle of branded beer and the charismatic character talking, it gets marketed as this thing that gives you confidence and it does all these amazing things. And the thing is when you stop drinking, you see the opposite. You see that actually alcohol removed these things from you. Alcohol made you less confident, made you less courageous, made you less charismatic. It made you boring. And it's going to be quite a hard reality for a lot of people to face because that is the reality. But when you're drinking, you don't really see it for that. You find justifications for drinking. But when you stop, your self-esteem returns because you tell yourself, right, I'm going to stop drinking. You actually do it, you follow through and you stay stopped. I'm telling you, you start to feel this new level of self-esteem and you just feel really good about yourself and you actually start to like yourself. Because I remember when I drank, I didn't really like who I was. I didn't like the actions that I took. I didn't like the person I was when I was drinking. I didn't like the drunk version of me. It just wasn't good. But when you stop, your self-esteem starts to increase. The next thing is no more hangovers. There is nothing worse than waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, dying for water because you've drank so much beer and you're completely dehydrated and you're just gagging for a drink, and then you wake up the next day and you might be sick and you look at food and you can't eat food and you feel a bit shaky. Guess what? You don't get that anymore. And not having a hangover means that you feel a lot more energetic, you feel a lot more productive. It's just like, I remember like it would happen 4 or 5 times a week. I'd be hungover. I just wouldn't want to do things. I'd just feel bad about myself. By the late afternoon, I'd start to feel good about myself. And when I start to feel good again, I'd just start drinking again. And it was this horrible cycle. But guess what? When you stop drinking, no more hangovers. The third one, it's going to sound a little bit controversial, but you have no more fake friends. That's going to be quite a hard reality for a lot of people to face because the people that they drink with, some of them might be lifelong friends and some of them might be genuine friends. But what I often found was that the people who I kind of started associating myself with, the further I got down the alcohol trap, they weren't real friends. If I was to call them up and say, I'm really in the shit, blah, 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 can I borrow some money or can I have a hand moving my house? They probably would have said no. But if I said, do you want to go to the pint? Yeah, do you want to go to the pub for a pint? They'd be the first person to say yes. And they weren't deep and meaningful friendships that, we provided value to each other. They were shallow and it all revolved around drinking. And if I wasn't drinking, there was nothing else that was really going on. And when you stop drinking, just naturally, because you're not, meeting up to drink together, these fake friends kind of just pull away from you. And what's left are the friends that really matter to you, which is really cool. And now, am I saying that that's an amazing thing that happens? Yeah, it kind of is. Removing fake people from your life, it's good. It's not a bad thing. Guys, the fourth amazing thing that happens is you have no more blackouts. Now, not everybody will understand this, but I would often black out when I drank. And it's freaking scary. Blacking out is not a nice thing. So, to kind of describe it, like a blackout is, you literally wake up in the morning and have no recollection of what has happened in the past kind of 12 hours for whatever. So from when you started drinking to when you wake up the next day, you have no idea what happened. I've had times where I've woken up and I have had absolutely no idea how I got home. And yeah, people kind of say that as a joke, like, oh yeah, I couldn't remember anything. Yo, that is not, it's not a joking matter. It's actually downright scary. You kind of think like, shit, what happens if I was so drunk that I made a mistake and, pushed somebody or got in, I don't know, could have done anything. I had no idea because I couldn't remember. And I'll never get those memories back. And when you stop drinking, there's no more blackouts. There's no more fear of wondering what the hell you did. There's no more fear of wondering who you upset or what you said to somebody. That goes away. So that's really cool. The fifth point is less depression and anxiety. Now, I'm not saying that when you stop drinking, you're never going to get depressed and anxious again. It's happened to me, but it's a lot less frequent. Because when you drink alcohol, it it definitely correlates with anxiety. When I drank alcohol, the next day when I was hungover, my anxiety would be just so much higher. I'd have that feeling in my chest that was like a knot that would twist. And when I was hungover, it would be 10 times worse. But when I stopped drinking, sure, there's anxiety still there, but it's a lot less than it was. And I'm a lot better at dealing with it when it comes up. Same with depression. Because I have more energy and I'm able to kind of get on with my day and do things, I think that I'm less depressed. There has been periods where I have not felt good about everything. I've just felt scared, I've felt depressed, I've felt a bit low energy, and that still happened while I've stopped drinking. However, it's a lot less frequent. So that's another amazing thing that can happen. Less depression, less anxiety. The sixth amazing thing that happens when you stop drinking is you have great sleep. Now, people think that alcohol is some kind of nightcap and it helps them sleep and it helps them feel rested. And, that's the whole point of the term, nightcap. It helps you fall asleep. Sure, it can help you fall asleep, right? There's no denying it. But what you'll find is that when you drink alcohol, the actual quality of your sleep is a lot less. And now because people drink for years and they never really question it, they don't really realize how poor their sleep is. And then when they stop drinking, they start to say, wow, I forgot what a good night's rest actually felt like. And they wake up feeling refreshed, they feel energized, and they almost feel younger. Like, I remember when I was drinking, I felt like 40 years of age. I was like, this must be what it feels like to be an old man. Not saying 40 is an old man, that's going to offend some people. Oh, damn. But you get a point. I started to feel more youthful. I started to feel more energy. And I'm only 27. Sure, I should have loads of energy. But when I drink, I didn't have loads of energy. But I had those good quality nights of sleep. Just wake up, boom, get on with my life. That's really cool. Great quality sleep. The seventh thing is your confidence gets restored. Now, when you drink alcohol, you think that alcohol gives you confidence, right? We've already spoken about that. We've spoken about how it gets marketed as this amazing substance that gives you courage, gives you confidence, makes you feel like, you're a really cool person, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, when I drank alcohol, my confidence was getting systematically destroyed. I really mean it. It was just, I didn't feel confident. When I drank alcohol and I was going on a night out, I didn't feel confident because I kept drinking and I was just kind of, it removed all my inhibitions. It wasn't true confidence. If you took the alcohol away and I looked at like my achievements and I looked at the person that I was becoming, I didn't feel good about that. That didn't give me confidence. But when I stopped drinking, I'm telling you, it wasn't like a long wait. My self-confidence was instantly restored when I stopped drinking. I started feeling good about myself so quickly. And it's kind of hard to put into words. You've got to experience it yourself. I mean, if you've stopped drinking, you will feel more confident. I mean, let me know in the comment section if that has been something that's happened to you, if your confidence has felt like it's increased as a result of stopping drinking. Just let me know in the comments below. It's very hard for me to put that one into words, but it definitely happens. The eighth thing is you can start building a life. You can actually start building a life. Because when I'm saying it from my experience. So when I say you, I'm kind of talking about what I experienced from alcohol. But whenever I did something when I drank, it was almost like a house of cards. So I'd, do a bit, build, dead. And it would just crumble. The house of cards just collapsed every single time. But when you stop drinking, you can start building a life that's built on like solid foundations. You can build a life that's, that what the work that you put in and the things that you create is not going to crumble away because you're not self-destructing with alcohol anymore. So that's, again, it's very hard for me to put into words. It's kind of like what I've been doing. It's what I'm trying to do at the moment. It's build a life that I'm happy about. And yeah, like I said, when you stop drinking, you start building a life that's just not going to crumble away. It's not going to collapse. You build it with good foundations. You can do good things. You can help people. You can give value. And you can build a life that's not going to break. Really cool thing. The ninth thing is you actually become more attractive. Now, often when people go out to bars or nightclubs or, try and meet members of the opposite sex or go on a date, alcohol is usually involved. And the reason why is because we think that it gives us confidence and we think that it makes us more fun to talk to and so on, and it gives us a bit of a social lubricant. These things aren't really true. And people aren't attracted to you just because of that short-term, interaction, that one-on-one interaction. They're not interested in like what you say. It's more about who you are. And when you stop drinking, you can become somebody different. You can become somebody that is just naturally more confident, naturally more sociable, naturally more outgoing. And they don't rely on alcohol. And your skin gets better, you lose weight, you can start doing cool things with your life. That is much more attractive to a member of the opposite sex than, that short-term interaction where you have 5 drinks in you and you can just about talk about yourself for 30 minutes. that's not very attractive. Sure, it might work in the short term and you might have a few flings and get drunk and do all that, but that doesn't really make you an attractive person in the long term. So I believe that when you stop drinking, you actually become more attractive. And guys, the 10th thing is you actually can become more influential and inspire others. So what do I mean by that? I mean that when you stop drinking and you've had a problem with alcohol, other people are going to notice what you're doing. Other people are going to see that you're making progress, you're feeling good about yourself, and you may end up sharing a story or sharing a message with others, and people are like, wow, like, that's really cool, that really helped me. And you're able to inspire others, and this is solely through your actions. Like, your family members are going to start seeing that you're doing better. Your friends are going to start seeing, maybe you'll post on social media like I did, and none of this would have happened if I was still drinking. So again, this is like a bit of a tricky one for me to put into words. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to show you as well as tell you. But you can become more inspirational. You can influence other people in a good way. You can bring value to people all through stopping alcohol. So guys, that's the 10 amazing things that happen when you stop drinking. Now you can click the videos on the screen now to learn more about my story and more benefits and so on, or inspiring you to live a better quality sober life. Thanks.